Hey Capricorn, welcome to Aria Moon Tarot, and thank you so much for being here. This is your love reading for anyone with Sun, Moon, or Rising in Capricorn. It's a general reading, so take what resonates and leave what doesn't. If it doesn't, check your other placements. All right, let's get started. So let's go ahead and just jump right in. We have the bat here, and this is going to represent feelings on the surface, and beneath that we have the owl. This is kind of two sides of the coin, each side of the coin representing your person. So let's just look at these cards a little bit. We have two air signs here. So this person could be an air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. They don't have to be an air sign. They might have a lot of air attributes about them. They might be somebody who is great at communicating. They might be someone who is very straightforward. They might even be someone who's a little bit harsh at times, and you might find them to be a bit harsh. Because this is showing up both on their external and internal side of this kind of evaluation we're doing, I do think that this person might come across as a bit short sometimes, a bit harsh, and like their words can actually be a little bit cutting sometimes. I think it might be something you appreciate about them, their straightforwardness, but then at times it can be a little bit much. I'm also picking up on, like, if you are in no contact with this person, if this is someone who has demonstrated the ability to be pretty straightforward, to be pretty decisive about things, this can be a little bit of a confusing energy for you to find yourself in with them, because you are feeling like you're not getting the information from them that you deserve to get, or the information that you are asking for. And you've seen them be really straightforward with this information in the past. You've seen them be pretty forthcoming with information and be pretty decisive and just say what they want and say what they need and say what's on their mind. And in this case, it's like there's a lot of silence coming from them. So that can be really confusing and frustrating, knowing that they can do better than that. One thing I really want to point out is both of these animals are nocturnal animals. These are both animals that are active at night and that make most of their moves under the cover of night. So I do think that there is a mysterious element to this person, at least to you. Everyone may see them as mysterious, but in this case, there's definitely a feeling of mystery, and there's a feeling of not having all of the answers. There's a feeling of being left in the dark when it comes to this person. It's feeling like they're not being upfront with their feelings, and like you can't figure out what's going on. So I am kind of feeling that you are, in this connection, feeling a lot like this person doesn't care. You're feeling like they kind of just moved on, like they just let go of this connection and kind of just dropped you, and doesn't feel a lot of remorse for it, doesn't feel like a desperation, like a need for you, the way that you may be feeling towards them. It's like they just picked up and forgot about it. And it seems easy for them. I think that's really hard for you, because this connection isn't something that's easy for you to let go of. So you're wondering, why is this so easy for you to step away from this connection? Why is this so easy for you to not have contact with me, or to have so little contact with me, when for me, I'm thinking about you every day. I'm wondering, you know, where you are and what you're up to and what's going on in your life every single day. And you're just wondering, do you feel like that about me? Are you wondering about me? Am I on your mind as much as you are on my mind? So I do think that this person on a surface level has the ability to kind of transform, to change, to reinvent themselves. And they might be somebody who comes across this way very often in life. They might be somebody who, it just seems like they can move from one thing to the next with ease. Maybe they start a new job and they just effortlessly fall into the role, the new role that they're playing. Or they move to a different city and they just fit in and they make friends, and it just seems really easy for them. And that might be something that you admire about them. It could even be something that you envy about them if you take a longer time to adjust to scenarios. But I think in this particular case, that attribute about them might be a little bit hurtful and insulting at times, because it just feels like, oh, you can move on so easily. You can just readjust to the situation so easily. And, you know, not call me, not need me, not try to connect with me. How are you able to do that? So I can see that energy coming from you. I can see you being pretty confused about what this person is doing. I also want to point out that both of these, the bat and the owl, are both known for their supernatural abilities, supernatural powers. So your person might be highly psychic. They might not be aware of their abilities, but this is definitely somebody who possesses a lot of wisdom, who may see things that other people don't see. They see things in a way that other people don't see them. Kind of like with this night energy, this nocturnal energy that's coming through for this person, this might not even be something that a lot of people know about them, because it seems like a lot of their more spiritual side, more of their intellectual side is something that they really keep to themselves. Whether they're doing that on purpose, or it's just not something that they have the vocabulary to express, or it's just not something that they feel comfortable expressing, it does feel like there's a chance that they kind of keep this part of themselves to themselves. So it might not be something you know about them, how spiritually evolved they are, or how much they rely on their intuition, because they can come across as somebody who is very unfeeling with all this air energy. They can come across as somebody who's very matter of fact and who is not operating off of emotional feelings whatsoever. But I think there is a lot more emotion going on here than you might realize. There's a lot more intuitive, kind of like something intuitive driving what they're doing more so than you realize. Let's look into some of their hidden feelings with this owl. Something that you don't know about this person is that they actually see the possibility of this connection more than they're expressing to you. It feels like there's almost like a block when it comes to them actually verbalizing this and expressing it to you, because you're, with all of this nocturnal energy, you're kind of left in the dark about how they feel, but they're feeling the possibilities here. They're kind of waiting to seize an opportunity with you more than you realize. And I think that's important to note. We're going to look into your oracle cards in a little bit, and we can get more about this connection in general, or about this person. We'll kind of see what comes through. But yeah, I think there's more here. It's like they know more than they are letting on. They're observing more, and they're really, really great listeners, very observant. Your person picks up on every little detail. Your person listens to everything that you have told them. I think that it's important to remember that they are aware of everything that you've said to them, everything you've told them, every request you've made, everything you've asked for. They listened and they remember. It can seem at times like they did not hear you, and like they must have forgotten what you agreed on, or where this was going, or just kind of like what plans you had made. It might seem like they forgot about that completely. They did not. This person is highly observant, and they did not forget about that at all. I think it's somebody who makes you feel like you're being listened to and heard when you are in their company, and when you're not in their company, you feel like you've been completely cut off and shut out. So that can be a little hard. Those are two very different energies at play there. But I do think it's important to remember that they are aware of what you need. They've heard you. And we'll look into this deeper to see kind of what that means, because I'm really getting like two different feelings when it comes to that. It's like, is that a good thing or a bad thing? Did they listen and they remember and they heard and they're ignoring it, or are they working on trying to apply that? So we're gonna try to see if they're looking to apply that stuff, because it's kind of insulting if somebody knows exactly what you need and they blow you off. So let's look into your oracle cards. Move these up a little bit, and we'll see what else we can get about your connection. Okay, we have truth be told. Yeah. We have pay attention to the red flags. The signs are cautioning you. Healing family issues. Your love life benefits as you forgive your parents. Shadow. And confusion. Okay. First off, I'm looking at some of the numbers that showed up here. So we have number 14, reduces to a 5. We have number 21, which reduces to a 3. So we are dealing with some sort of instability here. There's a feeling of instability. There's a feeling of not groundedness, and lack of security. So I think that could be coming through as your feelings when it comes to this connection. You're feeling a lack of security. You're feeling a little bit like you've been left. They may be feeling this way too for a number of reasons, but it is interesting just to note that there is some kind of feeling of instability here, that it doesn't feel like this connection is on solid ground, like it's on firm footing. And that could just be the fact that you don't feel like it is because you don't really know what's going on, because this person leaves you in the dark a lot. Okay. On this Truth Be Told card here, we have this owl here, so more owl energy coming through. That really kind of intensifies things for me. That really kind of lets me know that this person knows a lot. This person is extremely wise and intuitive when it comes to this connection. They've picked up on a lot, and they're not expressing a lot, but it really kind of solidifies that to me, that they are well aware. You've been heard, and they're well aware. So this Truth Be Told card, this really shows me this person wants to be transparent with you. They want to communicate with you. And I think what's more than that is that they want to be transparent with themselves. So there is this feeling that they are not even willing to accept their feelings, that they themselves might be kind of left in the dark about this connection. To you, it feels like they have information that they're not willing to give up, but it's like, I'm looking at this and realizing they are, they're in the dark about it too. I think in a way they know how they feel, but coming to terms with these feelings is a lot for them. Now we have this this shadow card here. Let's go to the shadow card, because I think, again, with all of this darkness, this nocturnal energy, and then the shadow card coming out, I think that this connection has forced this person to really take a good hard look at themselves and to look at some of those shadow aspects of their personality that they have not been willing to look at before. And this could be a big reason why they have pulled away from you, or why they have kind of like lessened the contact between the two of you. It's not easy for them to be in contact with you, because your presence forces them to confront some of these darker shadow aspects of their personality, some of the events that have taken place in their life that they don't even want to look at. They don't even want to face these things. It's not so much that this person doesn't know. Again, all this owl energy tells me this is a very wise person, a very intelligent person, a very intuitive and connected person. So they know about all of these shadow aspects of themselves, but they can kind of get away with not having to explore them. They can get away with not kind of like doing the deep cleaning in a way. They can get away with that in their everyday life. They can't get away with that with you. So it can be uncomfortable for them. They're having to confront their shadow self. I think they are confronting their shadow self. We're going to pull tarot. We'll look at that. I think this is something they're going to move into doing. But as of right now, they feel almost threatened being around you, because it really threatens their sense of security. It threatens the sense of self that they've built up, that they kind of project out to the world. It threatens that because you're forcing them to look deeper. So we have this pay attention to red flags card, and we have this healing family issues. Your person may be dealing with a lot when it comes to their home life. So for some of you, this could be somebody who is married or who was married and is dealing with a lot of baggage and residual kind of drama from a past relationship, and being around you is a bit too much for them to take, because they just still feel really tethered to this past situation, and that could be part of this shadow self and letting go of some things. So I do want you to be aware that this person very well could be in another relationship. This might be a relationship that you're aware of. It might be like I was saying, an ex, like maybe they're going through a divorce, or they are practically broken up with this person, but they may share children, or share responsibilities, share a home, share bills, share something that is keeping them connected to this person. So it could be that. It could be something you know about and they're moving away from this connection. It could also be that they are not being upfront with you. There is a lot of this, again, this dark, this nocturnal energy, this feeling of something being kind of hidden beneath the surface. I don't think that this person is deceptive. For most of you, that's not going to be the case. But I do want you to keep that on your mind, because we have the pay attention to red flags card. And then this family issues card is kind of bringing me to potentially a past relationship or a past situation with somebody that they have started a family with. This could also speak to issues that they have, like childhood wounds that are not being healed, something that kind of is contributing to this shadow self, making them really need to go within and heal some of this stuff before they're ready to come together in a connection with you. I also want to point out kind of a different way to interpret this pay attention to red flags card, because I think that in some ways this card is speaking to you, and in other ways this card is speaking to your person. I think for you, there's a hesitance coming from their part. They are extremely hesitant about this. And I think that this card is kind of your guides reminding you to pay attention to the fact that they are being this hesitant, that they are leaving you in the dark, that they aren't giving you the answers that you want, that they are not communicating. And to make note of that, because you don't want to end up in a situation where you're not being treated the way you deserve to be treated, and you kind of knew all along that it was going to go this way based on how this person is acting. So for some of you, this card is really speaking to you, and it's just a little reminder for you to keep your standards intact, for you to really remember what you're worth, and to pay attention to all the little hints that this person is giving you that this might not be a connection that you want to explore at this point in time, the way that they are behaving. For some of you, this card is really talking to your person, and it's really more about almost looking for, like, I feel like looking for like a boogeyman, like looking under the bed for a monster that doesn't exist. I think that your person is terrified of this connection, and they are looking for red flags where there are not any. They're looking for signs that they shouldn't continue in this connection, that they shouldn't make a move, that it's too scary of a place for them to venture. They are trying to come up with excuses to not have to confront these shadow aspects of themselves, to not have to confront you, to not have to tell the truth when it comes to this connection. They're looking for reasons, they're looking for excuses. And when I look at this card, this confusion card, I kind of see why, because they are confused about this connection. I don't think that they're confused about their feelings for you. This truth be told card really lets me know that their feelings for you are strong, but I think that they are confused about how to move forward based on who they are, what parts of their personality they haven't let come to the light, and potentially some issues, relational issues. It can be issues with their family, or it can be, I guess either way it's their family. It can be an ex, they might have children, but it can be things that happen between them and their parents. And this card could be talking about them as parents, or it could be talking about their parents. So they might have some healing to do, and it's leaving them really confused about how to move forward in this connection. So that, yeah, they feel a lot of confusion about this, and it is making them be hesitant. But again, that's something for you to really make note of, how hesitant they are being, and how much you want to wait for somebody who is this reluctant to explore something with you. So pay attention to that. Let's pull some tarot and kind of get deeper, get some information. We'll see. We might get some more about how they're feeling. We might get some information about what they're likely to do. Let's look at these cards that came out. Okay. So we had the World card, number 21, come out. Another 21. So again, reduces to a 3. We had the Two of Wands. Let's see what else. Okay, we have the Queen of Wands and we have the King of Wands come out in reverse. Interesting. Very interesting. right off, I feel like this Queen of Wands is you and the King of Wands is your person. I think that this person is your counterpart. I think you're aware of that. I think that the two of you in theory could be great together, could be perfect together, but your person is coming across as somebody who is not quite evolved in their kinghood. Like, they're not ready to step up to the plate in that way. And you're coming across as somebody very vibrant and very attractive and very exuberant and charismatic, and like you have so much to offer, and like you're aware of how much you have to offer, so it's a little bit frustrating waiting for this person. I am seeing you here waiting for this person with this Two of Wands energy. There may even be a little bit of an aspect of them waiting for you. It's like waiting for this connection to come together. I think in a lot of ways, both of you are waiting. It can feel to you like you're waiting on them. To them, I don't think they really feel like they're waiting on you, but I think they're waiting for something. They're waiting for something to change. They're waiting for the path to be cleared in some way. They're waiting to be able to speak the truth to you. I think the World card here is really interesting because it really shows me that you're coming up on a new cycle when it comes to this connection. There's something new here. You're completing a cycle. Let's get a little bit of clarity on these cards here. I think that the two of you really are completing a cycle. So this King of Wands energy showing up in reverse might not be something that lasts. Let's get some clarity on this World card. Oh, so many cards. Okay. We have the Six of Swords. So yeah, you're moving on to something else when it comes to this connection. And for some of you, that could be moving away from this connection, choosing to not stay around and wait for this, kind of venturing away for some of you. For others, I think it's that this kind of energy of holding back and waiting to see what's going to happen. I think that you might receive a little bit of movement when it comes to that. I do want to clarify this King of Wands. Okay. Interesting. I was just talking about the Two of Wands, and then the Two of Wands came out to clarify the King of Wands. So I think your person is really planning. Two of Wands energy really is a planning energy. It's like a calculating energy, a waiting for results type of energy. And I think that having this card come out twice, I think really shows that both of you are planning. You see how they are looking towards each other. So I think the plan is to come together. The thought there to bring this connection together, that is happening on both ends of this. And I think that once your person formulates their plan, whether that has to do with some family drama or some past connection that they need to completely cut out of their life, I think once they have that plan, you're going to start to see that King of Wands energy show up in the upright. You're going to see kind of that mastery. You're going to see that charismatic person, that passionate person, that person that can really direct their energy forward towards what they want. And then the two of you are actually excellent counterparts here, showing up in this reading as the King and the Queen of Wands. So definitely fire energy. It doesn't matter what gender you identify with. So don't let the King and the Queen kind of hold you back. This King could be a female, and this Queen could identify as a male. It makes no difference. It could be two males, it makes no difference. The point is just the energy. But I am seeing you coming through in the upright. I'm seeing you as this bright, vibrant person that is so attractive and has so much going for you. And this person in your life, this connection, I feel like, is the thing that you feel like you can't get going because it feels stalled. But I think really focus on yourself, focus on this Queen of Wands energy, focus on just exploring all of your passions and bringing everything that you love and enjoy into your life. And this person is planning. They're definitely planning, they're plotting, they're looking at how they can get this King of Wands energy in the upright. So I think I'm going to leave it there for you today. I really enjoyed reading your cards. I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, please leave me a thumbs up and a comment down below and let me know. And consider subscribing if you feel called to do that. I will see you in your next reading. Bye.